In this video, I'm going to show you the perfect Superman game. Superman is a character that deserves better. Like most kids my age who had good taste, I was obsessed with the Batman and X-Men animated series, but I was also a huge fan of the Superman cartoon. Superman represents the ultimate power fantasy, but fans haven't really been able to experience that power in the ultimate escape activity, video games, because for some reason, Superman games suck. I once played a display version of Superman 64 when it first came out, and I got so mad I literally walked out the store without asking my mom to buy me anything. That's how bad it was. Superman Returns was mid at best, but I probably put 100 hours into it because flying through an open world Metropolis, breaking the sound barrier with Superman is awesome, but we've gotten nothing like it since. And while that might be changing based on what one studio was working on, which I'll share with you later, if it doesn't turn out to be Superman, it'll feed into the growing narrative that you can't make a good Superman game because it's too hard. He's just too overpowered. This is false, and I'm here to prove it. You all loved my pitch for the perfect X-Men game, so I'm going to be doing the same thing for the Man of Steel. This is my pitch for the perfect Superman game. First, let's dive into the game setting. I thought about leaning into the Injustice storyline with the morality system, but I'm honestly bored of the whole evil Superman thing. So this will be a single-player open-world action RPG built in Unreal Engine 5 in the realm of Marvel Spider-Man, with a combat style more inspired by God of War and Infamous. Now, the doubters are not totally wrong about a game that starts with a full-powered Superman being challenging to make. It's important to have a sense of progression in this type of game, but I've got a fix for that. One of my favorite shows of all time is Smallville. While the show wasn't perfect, I thought it did a wonderful job of telling a relatable Superman story, and I always believed it would make a great premise for a Superman game. As a young Clark Kent, you'll begin the game with limited powers, gradually unlocking and mastering new abilities as you grow up. This character progression system will give players the chance to experience the full range of Superman's powers while also providing a sense of growth and accomplishment as you become the ultimate hero. This will be a heavily story-driven game. But don't worry, there won't be as many cutscenes as God of War 2018. It will follow Clark's journey from Smallville to Metropolis, where he'll eventually become a target of Lex Luthor. Throughout the game, you'll encounter familiar faces from the DC Universe, forming alliances and confronting a wide variety of enemies as you uncover a sinister plot that threatens the world as we know it. I want the game to make full use of Unreal Engine 5, so it won't just be a Metropolis sandbox with an extra Smallville location. The missions will take you around the world and even in outer space to address planet-level threats. By the end of the game, you will have unlocked a fully explorable planet Earth, as well as the ability to fly to the sun. There will be procedurally generated crimes and disasters happening around the globe, so your patrolling won't just be limited to Metropolis, which should add plenty of replay value once you're finished the main campaign and side stories. As part of the progression system, you'll be unlocking and strengthening your abilities as you grow older and gain experience. This will also be tied to the story, so when new threats emerge, you'll be forced to adapt and apply what you learned. This should make the progression seem fun because I want you to feel powerful from the beginning, but not so powerful that everything becomes boring. I like the weight of the combat and enemy design in God of War, as well as how Infamous gave you not only a wide range of offensive powers, but movement skills as well, and offered pretty cool upgrades for them on the tree. Superman's main abilities are heat vision, super breath, ice, strength, speed, and flight. So I would properly build those up over the course of the game and add cool enhancements to them, such as precision and huge AoE upgrades for his heat vision. Earlier, I mentioned side missions and global patrol. One of the reasons I love Ghost of Tsushima was because the side stories were so good, I spent days ignoring the main quest line. I want to bring that sort of depth here too. The random events should be interesting as well and allow you to use the full range of Superman's powers. So it won't just be stopping a bank robbery or beating up a metahuman. You'll have to put out fires, save crashing airplanes, and even destroy world-threatening asteroids. Following in the footsteps of Marvel Spider-Man in the Arkham series, I'd want to expand the game with paid DLC. This won't be a live service and will remain single player, but the game will add new story content that brings in additional villains and will even allow you to experience the game with other characters such as Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, and The Flash. Pretty much everyone loved how Spider-Man not only allowed you to unlock a variety of awesome suits from his various stories, but they each had unique abilities attached to them. I think that's better suited for this game instead of some kind of loot system. So we'll follow what Insomniac did, allowing you to get different Superman suits that have unique abilities, such as one that shields you from kryptonite temporarily. I also like Gotham Knights' suit customization, but I want to take it further so you have the option to play around with the color and design of every outfit, not just some of them. Even though the game will be single player, I thought it'd be cool to have some social features, like a leaderboard that will allow you to compete with players around the world to see how good you are at keeping the planet safe. As far as which studio I'd want to make this, Sucker Punch and Insomniac are of course my two favorite game companies ever, so I never say no to a game from them. But there are others that I feel could tackle the scale of this game. Rocksteady was originally trying to make a Superman game, but WB turned them down, and they ended up making the live service Suicide Squad instead. That hasn't turned out well so far, but the founders of Rocksteady left the studio to start something new, so I'd love to give them the chance to make that Superman game once they're set up. Another good candidate would be Avalanche Software. They previously did the Disney Infinity games and managed to strike gold with Hogwarts Legacy. Avalanche showed they could craft a massive, immersive, and detailed open world with good combat, so I'd be curious to see them tackle this one. My last candidate is Respawn. Jedi Fallen Order is one of my favorite games of all time and shows a lot of what I'm looking for in the Superman game. Great story, large explorable worlds, great enemy design, and fantastic combat with a rewarding progression system. EA's publishing makes me a bit nervous, especially after the Jedi Survivor delay, but I think ultimately they would deliver an amazing Superman game, especially if they hired me as a consultant. Let me know below what you think of the Superman game concept, and to hear about the potential Superman game that's actually in development, check out this next video.